Oh, sorry.
You almost hit the wrong button.
No, I thought you were going to say something else from my news. I was like, oh, froze me. It's all good. UFC 270.
Ooh, let's go. Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight champion of the world, coming in at a slight underdog at a plus 130. Cyril Gane, the interim champion, heavyweight champion, 10-0, undefeated, coming in at the favorite here at a minus 155. First off, before we break down the fight table, what do you think about this line?
I don't know what to say. I'm shocked, dude. I did not see Francis being the underdog here, which kind of is scary, in my opinion. How the fuck is this man ever an underdog? I know it's Cyril Gane. I know he's super technical. I know he's got a lot of hype. I know he completely dismantled Derek Lewis in that last fight. But, I mean, a minus 155 for this fight?
I think that's pretty fucking steep. So that tells me also that a lot of people are betting on Cyril Gane in this fight.
Yes.
And, with the antics of Francis Ngannou and how he doesn't seem to me to be focused. He doesn't seem to be putting all of his, and you and I have both talked about this, but he doesn't seem to be putting all of his attention on Cyril Gane.
No.
He's more interested in tweeting guys like Tyson Fury and just, chirping back and forth about, oh, we'll do this set of rules. You just send me the contract and I'll fight this and that. And I'm thinking, bro, you got to fight in a week. You got to fight in a week against a 10-0 interim heavyweight champion of the world who in his last performance completely dismantled a guy that you technically lost to. I mean, that was the worst fucking fight in UFC history. But, and a guy like Derek Lewis, like, you should really be focusing more on Cyril Gane. It's such a weird thing, what Francis is doing. And maybe it'll all pay off. Maybe he goes out there and knocks out Cyril Gane in the second round. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the way Ngannou has been handling this situation?
I'm not shocked because I talked about it a little bit last night. Shout out to Jerry. He's already in the chat. We talked to him about this exact thing last night. He called in after the Fight Companion. So much fun. Love having you guys call in after stuff like that. But he said, man, he's nervous about Francis. He doesn't think he's taking him seriously, just like you said. I mean, dude, and we have the past where Francis thought he was going to walk through Stipe, a man who was on like a knockout fucking streak, was about to become the greatest heavyweight of all time on paper. And this man's like, nope, me one punch, knock him out. Fucking, it's over. He shits gold apparently in his own mind. And then he got humbled a little bit with Stipe there the first time. Then he went into Derek Lewis, like you said, worst fight of all fucking time. And then you get people like Dana White coming out and saying stuff like, this man has the worst, most inflated ego of any person I've ever worked with in my entire life. He needs to get his shit together. Dana went off on this man. Do you remember that?
Oh, no, I remember that. And it was really weird for me because Francis at that point was always like a soft-spoken, very nice individual. So it was like really weird to hear Dana, talk all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, everyone was pissed off at him at that point. Then he came back. Kane, Junior Dos Santos, Blades, fucking name a guy. It flatlined him in one. Rosenstruck. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that fight ended fast.
Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, I'm not shocked this guy's got a bit of an ego. Hopefully he's more humble. I think he proved that with that last Stipe fight, man. The way he came out in that fight, calculated, patient, not throwing 150,000% every single punch.
And that's the biggest question leading into UFC 270 on January 22nd is, are we going to get the same Francis Ngannou who was calculated, who was calm, who didn't go for the KO right away against Stipe? Or is he overlooking Cyril Gane? Is he thinking, oh, this is my last fight, I'm going to get it over with, and then I'm going to boxing because I'm not under the UFC contract anymore? I mean, that's kind of the question, is like, where is Francis Ngannou's headspace?
Before we move on to any technicalities and picks for the fights, how we see this going, we have to talk about this. Francis came out tonight and said that he will not sign with the UFC without a boxing stipulation in the contract.
So, yes.
He is probably done, guys. If you tried pushing Dana's hand like that, it usually doesn't work out for you. This is probably Francis's last fight, and I think he knows that, especially right now talking. He wants the boxing stipulation in his next contract, and he says he is done fighting for $300,000, $400,000, $600,000.
Well, here's the thing. Remember when the UFC was trying to get into boxing with Zuffa and whatnot? They were trying to start a boxing
Zuffa Boxing, and I think they were still doing it. He even said that they were going to have announcements last year. It never came.
Never came, yeah. So I don't know what's going on there and all the technicalities of that. However, this is crucial. And I think, Dana's a businessman. He wants a piece of the pie. He wants the business, WME, to grow and for the shareholders to... Look, I'm telling you right now, Francis Ngannou is actually really smart here because and I'm saying if, guys, if he can go out there and defeat Cyril Gane, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. He's got all this hype behind him. He's a free agent and all technicality. It's going to kind of force Dana's hand. Dana will either do one of two things. Fuck you, we don't need you, we'll move on with you, which historically he has done.
Yeah.
But Dana White also knows that there is money to be made. We're not just talking about peanuts, guys. We're talking millions of dollars to be made in boxing. And if Francis Ngannou agrees to not only fight in the UFC still and defend his heavyweight belt, but then also go out and box, as long as the UFC gets a little cut of that pie, I think that's a very realistic thing. And I think this is something that the UFC needs to start doing for their big stars. They need to be able to outsource and need to have these big fights, and the UFC gets a little cut of that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? So for me, I think this actually makes a lot of sense. I think Ngannou's smart for at least publicly saying this because it's going to force Dana's hand. He's going to have one of two options. Yep, go fuck yourself, kid. And then he doesn't get a cut of the pie, or he does a hybrid contract and he's making money and Ngannou's happy and doing what he wants to do.
And we have to talk about this because I saw this mentioned earlier in the show. You guys were talking about it right when we started, and I wanted to save this for now. Have you seen the countdown show for UFC 270 yet?
Not yet. No,
I have not watched it yet
either,
but the chat is talking about this a lot. What are your thoughts on the countdown show for yesterday? It feels like Ngannou versus Lopez and not Ngannou versus Gane. So are they already pushing a boxing matchup? Who's Lopez? I can't think of a boxer named Lopez other than...
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Let us know in the comment section what you mean by that, Joseph Baladi.
Yeah, we have not seen the countdown show. I would have.
There's a lot of Lopez's too, so that's...
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want him to be gone. I don't want him to be gone. Like, not be gone.
Well, he's not going to be gone. He's going to always be Francis Ngannou.
But he's going to be gone from the UFC, man. Like, I don't want that to happen. I think Francis goes and gets viciously fucking knocked the fuck out by Tyson Fury. I don't think it's even going to be a competition. I think Tyson's going to toy with him like Floyd Mayweather toyed with Conor McGregor for those opening rounds. And then, okay, I'm getting bored. Fucked him up, knocked him out. Yeah. That's what's going to happen here with Francis and Tyson. There's no fucking way. I know, but everyone's going to say, it only takes one, guys. It only takes one.
That's the same thing they were saying with Deontay Wilder twice.
And then look at those last two fights, man. Viciously KO'd. Showed that the skill set, being hit without getting, or not getting hit, how good your head movement is. Like, Deontay Wilder is a more technical Francis Ngannou as a boxer. I know Francis hits way harder, but I mean, still, like, does he even have a chance with these guys? I'm not going to lie. We talked about it in the group chat. Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou?
Sign me up for that one.
Sign me up for that one.
Sign me up for that. Because historically, both fighters gas. Francis Ngannou, 5 rounds against Stipe, the roughest 5 rounds I've ever seen. And then you obviously have Deontay Wilder gassing in like round 7, 8, and 9, or 8, 9, and 10, I should say. But Mogul comes in and says Cyril's shady coach name is Lopez. Duh, it's the coach. There's a lot of shit going back and forth with the coach and whatnot. I need to watch the countdown. I'll probably do that tomorrow.
You guys got us super intrigued. I'll have to watch that tonight before I go to bed. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. It is time, Mason. Or should we talk about Cyril Gane for a little bit first? I guess we kind of can do that in our breakdowns as well.
Yeah, we can do that in the breakdown. Yeah, for sure.
Cyril Gane, like, how do I say this without spoiling my pick? If there was a man, that was built, like, if you could just build your own perfect heavyweight, ground game, check.
Oh yeah, if you're playing the UFC game and you go and create a character, you're gonna have every attribute of Cyril Gane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I want the ground game of like someone like a Michael Chiesa, like pretty advanced, pretty high level jiu-jitsu guy. I want the footwork of Rose Namajunas. I want the one-punch knockout power of like a Derek Lewis. I want the technical kickboxing ability of a fucking Giga Chikadze. You throw that in a giant 165-pound jacked behemoth that has cardio for fucking days, can go 3 rounds and not look like he's tired at all. If there was a man that was built to beat Francis Ngannou, it's Cyril Gane.
It is Cyril Gane, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I got to bring this up. Maggle says, honestly, the way Cyril's coach has been talking mad shit and talking about sparring and breaking that sparring etiquette, I don't see how this ends up being a happy ending for him. Cyril might get slept.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of animosity, too. Obviously, former training partners. You obviously have the coach situation as well. You guys all saw that video. Ngannou's walking down the hallway, right? And Cyril Gane and the coaches are there, and he walks past him as if he didn't even see him. And Cyril Gane and the camera work was awesome. And then the camera turns back to Cyril and he's like, guy didn't even say hi or anything. There is bad blood here. It's a lot more subtle than like a Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman. And it's not as projected, but you can feel it.
There.
You can feel it, dude. You can cut the knife you can cut the tension with a knife.
I can't fucking wait, dude.
But
Francis comes out? Is it going to be Patient Francis? Is it going to be Jairzinho Rosenstrike Francis? Because I was saying if Jairzinho Rosenstrike Francis shows up, Stipe is going to dominate for 5 rounds, and he might have if that Francis showed up, but he didn't. What Francis shows up to beat Cyril Gane? Because I almost think it needs to be that one. Yeah. I'm kind of 180 here. Like, he almost needs to blitzkrieg Cyril, get him pushed up against the fence, and maybe take him down. Well, am I crazy?
No, you're not, because I think technically, and again, I'm a huge Francis Ngannou fan. I love Ngannou. But I think technically Cyril Gane's better on the feet, man. I mean, we've talked about it time and time again. He moves around so well. He's lightning quick for a heavyweight, dude. Those leg kicks are fucking phenomenal. So yeah, man, let's get into our church coin bets, Tabor. Who do you have for the main event of UFC 270?
This is so fucking hard, dude. Like, I don't know. This is a coin flip. This should have been a +110 to +105. Or a -105, -110. Like, pick 'em fight. Because that's what it is, dude. If this stays on the feet, if this goes past the first 2, maybe 3 rounds, Cyril Gane unanimous decision, or Cyril Gane submission, Cyril Gane TKO, that man will dominate if it gets into these later rounds. Francis Ngannou historically does not have 5-round cardio. We saw that every time he's gone. He's only gone 5 rounds, I believe, once, and he got dominated completely 100%, was gassed after this first fucking round. I know he's got better cardio, but since then, but we haven't seen it, man. We haven't seen it. He did conserve that gas tank against Stipe, but I don't know. This is a whole nother animal. This is a man that I think you need to blitzkrieg him. I think you need to land wild punches, and I think you need to take this man down for you to have a chance, Francis. But I wouldn't be shocked if he just landed one. Derek Lewis was trying to land one too, man, and we all saw what that footwork does. Now he's in the big cage for a big pay-per-view. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't.
I love it, though. I love it. I love this.
This
matchup, man.
My heart is telling me Gane by decision, but my brain is telling me Gane by submission. I would not be surprised if Gane gets a heel hook, Gane gets an armbar, Gane gets something. Francis takes him down, and Gane attacks from bottom and gets a sub. Rear naked choke. Maybe he takes his back. Maybe a guillotine position from bottom and full guard. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking is Gane by sub. I think that's going to be my prop bet as well. I have no idea what that is. Do we have the lines pulled up for the props?
Yes, we do.
What is that? So Gane to win by decision is a +375. Gane to win by KO or submission is a +175. That's not as big as I thought it would be. No. I think maybe a lot of people are thinking of that. I'm thinking the same thing. I think it goes down to the ground eventually. I know that's crazy to say. But I would not be shocked, especially if this gets into a little bit later rounds, if this isn't over instantly by a Francis Ngannou blitzkrieg or a Gane knockout or something like. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be shocked if Gane finishes it by TKO with body kicks, dude. The body kicks were vicious against Derek Lewis. Those shots to the liver, man. We saw what happened last weekend with that one guy. You know, a shot to the liver. I've never seen Ngannou kicked in the liver like that.
I know.
And Gane can do it. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Can.
Everything's telling me Gane, but at the exact same time, but Francis, the one-punch fucking KO. Can he hit it? Can he land it? Will he land it? It only takes one. I don't know, man. I would be shocked if Gane's chin holds up. A lot of people are going to say Ngannou, especially because he's a big plus, especially because a lot of people think they're going to make easy money. But my heart and my brain are telling me Gane. I got to take Gane. I'm going to put all in on Gane.
So just 100 church coins on all the other bets?
No, I got church coin bets for the rest.
Okay. So
We'll
just
pull
all in
those.
for whatever.
Whatever's left, I'm going all in
Okay.
on Gone. I don't see how he doesn't win this fight. I'm super confident. I think that's what's going to happen. I love me Francis Ngannou, and if he wins, if he knocks him out, especially early in a spectacular fashion, I'm going to be happy because one, it's great content for the reactions, great content for the podcast, and it's a great story, and I'd love to see him make even more money outside the UFC if that does happen. So
okay, and then go ahead and give your prop bet as well, since it is main event prop bet.
I'm gonna go Gone submission, 500 church coin.
Okay, all right, yeah. For me, I've gone back and forth here. Gone could very well win the fight. We broke it down. You guys know where it is. I'm gonna be short, simple, to the point. I'm going the other way on this one. But Francis and that KO power, it just takes one. Again, Cyril Gane, more technical fighter, but, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm going to go with the KO, the power. I'm putting 1,000 church coin on Francis Ngannou for the win in my prop bet. I'm going to hedge my bet a little bit here. I think the way Gane gets it done is via decision. So my prop bet is 250 church coin on Gane by decision. Yep, so those are my bets.
Kazar Eber all in on Gone. Interesting. Yeah, he's got the eye emojis there. I need to make some moves, dude. I need to make some moves.
He's panicking already.
I got a feeling you guys are both going to be taking Francis. That's my prediction. Yeah. So, all right, I got to make some moves. Let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Or do you want to talk about your picks since you're doing it in the Patreon, Devin? Or?
Oh yeah, you're running the Patreon this week. What's your pick? You get 10,000 church coin this week.
Let's go to your camera. Yeah, there you go.
Honestly, I kind of don't want to talk about the main fight just because me and Mason's bets are literally the same. So
no, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I think I'll put probably. Let me just go 2,000 church coin on Francis by KO. Then my prop bet is Gone by decision as well.
All right, that's smart. Hedging your bet there, very smart. All right, let's move on to the co-main event. Brandon Moreno versus Deiveson Figueiredo in the trilogy fight. Figueiredo, he was having a lot of excuses after that second matchup. He was saying he was sick. He was saying he was distracted in training.
The weight cut didn't look great either.
Yeah. This man, I don't see this man making weight very much longer. He's fucking way too big for the division. He's killing himself.
Huge for a flyweight, dude.
It's crazy.
He's huge for a 125er.
It's crazy. If he doesn't win this weekend, I wouldn't be shocked if he moved up to 135 pounds. And I would not be shocked if he competed with a lot of the best at 135 pounds.
I definitely think he could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that weight cut does take a lot out of him. You can see it. He's all sucked in. He looks like fucking death when he makes 125.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Then you got Brandon Moreno on the other side. I thought he won the first fight. It was a fucking war. Fight of the year
that
contender.
fight was so close. But
close.
Really, really great fight. Majority draw, too. A very close decision win for Deiveson Figueiredo. But then Brandon Moreno gets the immediate rematch and goes out there and submits Deiveson Figueiredo. It's one of my favorite moments of 2021, too, because you see how excited Brandon Moreno is, because when he locked that rear naked choke, when you could see it in his face, dude. You could see it when he squeezed and he was like smiling and his body's like convulsing because he's so excited. He knows he's got that choke in. And it was a beautiful moment in the sport, too. And that's a huge underdog story. I didn't give Brandon Moreno a chance in that first fight, and he came out and looked as good as he did. And then to get the job done in the second fight, I've literally made, a merch. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, shout out to the
merch.
Teespring, guys. Go get yourself some merch before it's too late for this fight card.
Yeah, I love Brandon Moreno. I love everything he's about. He's a nerd like me. He likes Star Wars and Pop Funkos
and Legos.
And Legos.
Did you see the Lego belt?
Legos.
See the Lego belt they gave
Lego
him?
belt.
That was so
sick,
cool.
dude.
Yeah, he loved it. He was like super happy with that.
Brandon Moreno's my kind of guy, dude. So
yes.
I'm just very excited about this matchup. I think this one will be more like the first fight than the second. I think Figueiredo's going to come in a lot more prepared. He's going to be a lot more calculated and reserved. He's not going to blow that gas tank. Hopefully, we'll see how the weight cut goes. But if he has a good weight cut, this is a very, very close matchup and an awesome trilogy to have. I'm so stoked for this. Tabor, do you have any breakdowns before we get into the church coin?
Like you said, dude, the weight cut, man, because that's when I realized, I think I was the only one that took Brandon Moreno originally, and then when I saw the bad weight cut Fig he had, I was like all in on Brandon Moreno, and I think that was what was one of the things that really brought me back into the church coin. So I don't know, man. I agree with you. I think it's going to be a lot more like the first than the second. I think it's going to be tightly contested. 2-2 maybe going into the fifth. Let's see who's got the better gas tank. Let's see who's got more heart. Possible fight of the year contender. Like, I love watching these two men fight. I'm happy they did the trilogy. I do believe these are the two very best flyweights in the entire world. And
Pantoja is very good.
Pantoja is very good. There are guys that people said maybe they should have had that fight before they just made this trilogy. But let's be real, guys. What makes more pay-per-view money? What makes Brandon more money? It's this fight right here. Yep. And I'm very excited for it. I'm going to give you my pick right now. I'm going, let's go Brandon, 500 church coin. Let's go Brandon, dude. I love the story. I love the background. This kid is just super nice. He's awesome. He's cool. He's nerdy. I identify with him. I love him a lot. I'm a big fan, and I do believe he is the better fighter. I think he's going to outclass Figueiredo on the feet. Can Figueiredo mix it up? If Figueiredo takes Brandon Moreno down, Brandon Moreno is a fantastic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner as well. We all know how well-rounded he is. We all know how good he is off his back. But if Figgy's on top, that weight, he's stronger, he's bigger. Can Brandon get back up? I don't know. I think that's going to be Figgy's maybe key to success there. I think he should mix it up. I think he should take some takedowns because we know Brandon Moreno's chin is going to hold up against Figgy's power. We've seen it twice now, so I'm very excited for this fight. I'm taking Brandon Moreno. I think he's going to outclass him on the feet. Hopefully he gets back up if he gets taken down.
Yeah, for me too, after the performance of Brandon Moreno in that second fight, it's really hard for me not to pick him. However, as I said before, I think Figgy's going to come in with a new game plan. It's going to be ultra competitive. This is another pick'em fight for me. I know the odds guys here. Brandon Moreno coming in a -175 favorite to Deiveson Figueiredo at a +150 underdog. But for me, this is more of a pick'em fight again. I understand because of the circumstances of the second fight. That's why the odds are what they are. But for me, this is a fuck ton closer than what the odds makers are having it. But for me, I got to lean towards Brandon Moreno. I love his story. I'd love for him to win. He's a very likable guy, the same way Tabor has said. And I think he's a very well-rounded fighter. And it's finally time I start putting some real respect on Brandon Moreno. So I'm laying 500 church coin down on Moreno for the win.
All right, let's move on to the next fight. Michel Pereira versus Andre Falhilo.
Did you just fucking purr?
Yeah,
did you purr? You
maybe
did purr a little bit. Did I hear purr? Can you say that again?
Michel Pereira.
Oh, okay, maybe not. It was just a roll of the tongue. It was interesting.
Interesting. Andre Falhilo. I probably fucked that name up, but Michel is coming in a -300 to a +240. And Andre, I do not know this Andre guy.
So I'll give you a little background on him.
Maybe I do. I just can't remember his name.
Well, no. This is his UFC debut.
Okay.
This is UFC debut. But in his last 4 fights, he has won. So James Vick, you remember James Vick used to fight in the UFC. Yep. He fought him January 30th, 2021 in ex-MMA, knocked him out in the second round. And then the next 3 fights, Sang Hoon Yu, KO in 18 seconds, knocked out another guy in the first round, and then knocked another guy out, Stefan Skululik, in the first round as well. This guy has got crazy knockout power. On the 14 wins that he's had, 11 of those have come from KO, TKO, 1 by submission, and 2 decision. This guy finishes fights. And just seeing his resume and everything he's doing, I'm very excited for this. Kid's only 27 years old, still very young. But boy, dude, did they just feed him a fucking savage for his first fight? Michel Pereira? Are you kidding me?
The backflip kicks, the backflip land on your guy while he's down and have it be an illegal strike to the head, but the judge says nothing and the ref lets it go. I love Vandergaard. The guy's super entertaining.
Yeah, he is.
And that's what he says. He's never going to change. He does kind of like slow things down now. I believe he got his ass kicked by a lightweight one time in Canada, and people were like, maybe this guy needs to fucking relax. And then he did after that, and he kind of cooled it off, but he still does some crazy stuff.
Well,
he's got cardio.
I mean, technically, he's not on a 4-fight win streak, but he was beating the shit out of Diego Sanchez. That was a win in my book. So let's just go from there. He's won 4 fights in a row. If we're counting the Diego Sanchez one, it was an illegal knee, but give me a break. Diego could have continued.
And he beat someone good, Chaos
Williams, and Nico Price was his last fight, which he also beat him via unanimous decision. So I'm very excited for this matchup. I'm excited to see what this Fiolo guy is all about.
Yeah, they must have a lot of hype on this guy's name because if they're giving him Michel right off the bat, like I said in our last show, that's a rough debut to make.
Yes, it is.
But it'll be an entertaining one. I don't know if like -300. I guess that makes sense. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take the dog. Fuck it. This guy's got hype. How did he finish his last few fights? You have
all first round TKOs.
Let's go. First round knockout.
Or KO or TKO.
First round knockout. I'm gonna take Falhilo for 250 church coin. He's a +240. I ain't putting money on a -300. I know Michel's probably gonna win, but I ain't putting money on that.
That's very respectable. Yeah, for me, I love Michel Pereira. He's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I think he's a lot of fun. I don't know where he gets the energy to do a backflip on people every single time, but he does. He always manages to just squeeze in at least one backflip, which I think is super unnecessary. But I do love watching it. It's funny because I'm waiting for it the entire fight. When it does happen, it's great. So I'm putting 500 church coin on Michel Pereira at the heavy favorite, a minus 300. You know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to go 600 just to make the math easy. So 600. Let me change that right now. 600 on Michel Pereira.
All righty, let's move on to the next fight. Sergey Spivak and Greg Hardy was canceled, guys. Greg Hardy had a pretty gruesome finger injury.
Well, initially, he was supposed to fight Alexei Oleinik.
Yep.
He dropped out.
Yep.
And then Spivak stepped in on short notice. And then Greg Hardy got hurt with his fingers. So it's been a fucking debacle, a shit show. So that fight is pulled, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we don't know what fight is going to get moved up to the main card, and so no one really picked that fight. When we do know, maybe we'll pick that fight and we'll upload it on our community page and Twitter and Instagram, so make sure you go follow us there for that. But we're going to move on to the opening fight of the main card, Cody Stamann and Saeed Nurmagomedov. Cody Stamann coming in at plus 172, minus 200, Saeed Nurmagomedov. When you have a last name like Nurmagomedov,
not related to Khabib, ironically enough.
I know, ironically enough.
Nurmagomedov scares the shit out of me.
It scares the shit out of me.
I'm like, hi, how are you? He's like, what's your name? He's like, Saeed Nurmagomedov. I go,
like, just take my wallet.
Just here's everything. You would need the shirt off my back. I mean, it's an XL, so it's probably too big for you, but I will give it to you.
He's fucking good.
Yeah.
He's fucking really good, and he's fighting a ranked guy in Cody Stamann. He's finally getting his ranked matchup. I'm not going to lie, man. It's hard for me to go against the Russian because they're dominant. I think this is the era of the Russians right now and the Chechens and all those guys. Like, these guys are fucking savages. They are hardened people. It's completely different culture over there. These people fight to live, and they translate that into the octagon, and you see it a lot. Yeah. You see it a lot, man. A lot of these Russians are upcoming. Saeed Nurmagomedov is one of them. I don't know if Khabib coaches him. Is he one of Khabib's guys? I wonder if he is. Because if he is one of Khabib's guys, Khabib is undefeated as a coach and a fighter. And I don't see Saeed Nurmagomedov breaking that streak. Guys, if you're a betting man, you take Cody Stamann because he's at a plus 170 and you want to make some money. And Cody Stamann, you could never count out. This man is no fucking slouch. He's a fantastic mixed martial artist. He's got a great ground game. He's got great bottom game as well. And he could stand up on the feet with the best of them, but it's a Nurmagomedov, so he's probably going to get taken down. He's probably going to get smashed or pieced up on the feet either way. I love some Russians. I'm going to take Saeed Nurmagomedov for 250 church coin.
All righty. Yeah, it does not appear. It looks like he fights out of Akhmat Fight Team, which does not have Khabib Nurmagomedov. Nonetheless, so Cody Stamann, I'll start with Saeed Nurmagomedov. Very, very impressive resume. Beat a guy like Ricardo Lamos. Came up short in that decision against Raoni Barcelos, but then went out there his next fight and beat Mark Striegel. Here's the thing with Cody Stamann. Cody Stamann is an elite top guy in this division. However, he's on a bit of a skid to the best of the best. He lost against Song Yadong. That was back in December 2019. Beat Brian Kelleher, but then lost to Jimmy Rivera and Merab Dvalishvili. So he's 1-4 in his last, 1-3 in his last 4 fights. This is kind of a must-win opportunity or must-win scenario for Cody Stamann. And for that reason and that reason alone, I think Cody Stamann gets the job done. It's a must-win for him. He's going to put everything out there on the line. I am putting 250 church coin on Stamann for the win at a plus 170.
All right, let's move on to our parlay bets. Before we move on to Cosmo Reverb, he did send in audio. We will play that for his picks. But let's move on to our parlay bets really quick. I'm taking Ngannou and Moreno, my parlay. This is a tough week for me. I mean, if you want to make it more fights, you could. I think you could probably throw in a Pereira in there, maybe even a Stamann or a Nurmagomedov if you're feeling real frisky. But I mean, that just seems safe to me. I think Cyril gone. There's a reason why I went all in. I think he's going to win that fight, and Brandon Moreno as well. I think it's just let's go Brandon. I think there's a new champ, and I think he's the best fighter in the world right now at 125 pounds. So that's my parlay of the week. I'm going to put 500 church coin on that.
Yeah, I'm going with more of a fun parlay this week. I don't really expect to hit it, but if I do hit it, it'll be fucking tremendous because I'm picking 3 underdogs. for my 3-fight parlay. I'm going with Cody Stamann. I'm going to hedge a little bit on my Moreno bet, not really, but I'm putting Figgy in that at a plus 150 is Figgy, and then Ngannou at a plus 130. So all dogs in my parlay. I'm going to lay 200 church coin on that 3-fight parlay.
All right. Did you do your prop bet yet? So my prop is gone by submission.
Yeah, my prop's gone by decision.
All right. I'm going to pull up Cosmo's picks right now.
All right. Here is Cosmo. He sent like a 60-second audio clip because he is our Patreon subscriber of the month who gets to compete with us.
Yeah.
So we're very, very much looking forward to hearing his takes.
Guys, if you want to join that, you have to join the Patreon. We will be choosing a Patreon subscriber, I believe the $10 tier, to come on the show and bet alongside with us. And, of course, it's Cosmo this week. So here he is.
All right, then. Evening, boys. Time to give my picks for next Saturday's card. I'm going to start off at the bottom of the card just to keep things interesting. So starting off with Cody Stamann versus Said Nurmagomedov. For this one, I'm going to go with Nurmagomedov. He's been out a year. He didn't fight at all in 2021, but I do like what he's been shown in his previous fights. And this is his chance to break into the top 15. I think he's got the skill to do it. So I'm going to put 500 church coin on him. Next, we would be having Sergey Spivak versus Greg Hardy, but I believe that fight has been cancelled. If there's any replacements for that fight, let me know and I can do a quick pick for them. If not, we're just going to pass that one by. Next fight, Miguel Pereira versus Andre Filho. Fialho? I don't know how to
problem with
pronounce
it
that
too.
name.
That's hilarious.
But I'm going with him for the sole reason that he isn't Michel Pereira. I'm not really a fan of all the kind of acrobatic, funky stuff like that, mainly just because it's style over substance. If you've got the kind of skills to back up that sort of style, go for it. Like Yair Rodriguez, he's got a lot more skills to back up all the kind of flashy stuff he does. Whereas Miguel Pereira, I believe, doesn't.
Miguel.
So, yeah, for that reason, I'm going with Andre Filho, 200 church coin for him.
Okay.
Next one, co-main, I have talked about this one before. Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueroa. I'm putting 1.5 thousand church coin on Moreno. I think he'll have the upper hand in this one, just like the last fight. Figueroa will definitely kind of try to bring the fight to him, but I'm calling it for Moreno. I think it's going to go all 5, go to decision. Brandon gets hand raised. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Now, we come to the big one. Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. We all know Ngannou has that power that can put anyone to sleep, and he showed improved tactical decision making and patience in the second Miocic fight, the best fight we've seen in him so far. On the other hand, Gane is even more patient and showed against Derek Lewis that he can avoid the big power shots. He can pick his opponents apart for as long as needed, 5 rounds, 3 rounds, however long. His kicking game is fantastic, and we don't even really get to see much of his excellent ground game since his footwork is so phenomenal that it's almost never gets to the ground. Really, Gane represents the fighter who's probably Ngannou's most significant threat in this entire division. I mean, we've all seen that throwing footage. We've seen how Ngannou has been acting lately. He seems to be kind of overlooking the fight. He's focused on trying to plan his fight against Tyson Fury. Gane very well might take this. I mean, it might even be close. He's got all the right tools to do it, and that is something that we all have to be prepared for. He's got all the right tools to just be able to pick apart Ngannou for 5 rounds or for however long is needed. So, it shouldn't come as any surprise that I'm going all in on Francis. Do not bet against the producer. May I remind you all that we're competing for the inaugural Church Coin Championship belt. You don't win by betting coy, trying to edge out a decision over 4 weeks. You win by knocking the competition flat out when you have the chance. This is a big swing I'm taking, but when Francis gets his hand raised, so too will I be raising my own hand in victory. Mason may as well be over him, head not back like a Percy Spencer when I take that Church Coin crown. Table will be assigned to Stipe, staring up at those stadium lights as I wrap the belt around my virtual waist. You had a bit of a rough start yesterday, but this coming Saturday is when I'll steal the lead. Hell, I'll even drop you a super chat so Mason can use the money for Photoshop lessons. It's been me that he's editing that belt onto a picture of me. And before I forget to add them, prop bet, I'm going for Francis Ngannou, 1.5k on him knocking Cyril the fuck out. And for my parlay, I'm going to go for the championship run. Brand Moreno retains, Francis Ngannou retains. I'm putting 1.5k church coin on that. I mean, this is it, guys. Either I win big or I lose everything. I'm the Francis Ngannou on this competition. I just need this one punch, and I'm going to knock you both out. If I can't get that, then oh well. Better luck next time. But look, come on. We all know I'm going to land that punch, just like Francis, on the Saturday night. I'll see you boys there.
Hell yeah.
I fucking love it. I love the confidence,
fucking
man.
awesome.
That was great.
Oh, I loved it. So that was 500 church coin on Francis by KO, and then 1,500 on Francis and Moreno for the parlay.
Yeah.
Damn, man. He could do it.
He could do it.
He could do it, man.
Definitely do that. Now I'm rooting against. No, I'm just joking.
You can just change your
my
pick
own
real
bets.
quick.
Yeah. But you know what? You got to go down swinging, Cosmo. I like the intensity. I like the shit talk. That was fucking hilarious. The Photoshop joke had me dying. I love it. I love it.
And he just sent in a $20 super chat.
He did.
Photoshop lessons from Mason.
Yeah, give me a good website where I can get better with this Photoshop shit, because I'm not very good. I use Canva right now, so it's rough.
The church coin belt will be in the building for the Fight Companion UFC 270. It will be wrapped around my waist 99% of the time. I'm probably going to have it set up on the table right here in front of me because this is my defending. I'm defending right now. I don't have it physically.
You are defending.
But I am defending the belt right now. So, keep dreaming, Cosmo. You think you're going to take this with this one-punch knockout. Gon's going to dominate. That's why I went all in. It's going to be real interesting here.
It's going to get real interesting. I'm just sitting back with this fucking fat lead.
But
I'm just going to enjoy this Fight Companion.
It could get chipped away.
It could get chipped away, my guy, and it very well could. It very well could. But
we got a couple weeks. It's all good. Cosmo's coming in hot
because this pay-per-view is just so hard for me to pick these fights. So, but yeah, dude, I'm very excited for this.
I can't fucking wait, guys.
I love the idea of the church coin, church coin belt, church coin bets. It's fucking awesome, man. And Cosmo, shout out to you, dude. Thank you again for the $20 super chat, dude. That's fucking insane. We love you. The audio was great, dude. That shit talk. I think he scripted that out, bro. Straight up. I think he wrote that out.
That was some Chael Sonnen shit, dude.
It really was.
That was great. Shout out to you, Cosmo, man. That'll be legendary on the podcast. I can't wait to clip this all up and play it on a YouTube channel. So shout out to every single person that showed up tonight. We appreciate the fuck out of each and every single one of you. Savage Gamer, Maggle, Cosmo, of course. Jerry showed up. We got a Jerry chant going on in there. Let's get ones in the chats for Jerry last night. He said he shared it on his Facebook account, guys, and we instantly bumped up in viewers. Guys, if you don't want to send in the super chats, we're going to have the wheel out for next Fight Companion. Yeah. So I don't think we hashed out a price quite yet. We will do that. We will announce that early during the Fight Companion. The super chat wheel will be in the building for that. I believe we're going to have on the Mantuary podcast, and Cash Krause is going to be on as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm surprised. I was going to be gone. I was going to head back to Arizona, but I will be here for next weekend and the Fight Companion. So I'm very excited that I'm actually going to make it.
Nice.
Because there's no fucking way I'm not going to watch that fight with my boys. Like,
right?
It's going to be just too hard. It's going to be too hard. It was going to kill me on the inside to not be here. So I'm going to be here.
This week's going to take forever. Luckily, we got an episode of Embedded every day. I got the countdown I still got to watch, but God, leading up to this, I'm going to feel like this week's just going to take forever, but I cannot wait.
Yeah, shout out to Savage. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Joseph. Shout out to everyone that showed up, man. We appreciate the hell out of you. Somebody DM Aunt W and tell him he missed another congregation, but I'm sure we'll see him in the chat. Shout out to Ignorant MMA as well. We saw you there. I saw your comments earlier saying you moved to Las Vegas. When we're in Havasu, we were talking last night on the Fight Companion about maybe doing a Fight Companion down there maybe sometime soon. Yeah. It'd be a lot of fun. So if we're in Havasu and we're doing a Fight Companion, man, would you be willing to come down? It'd be a lot of fun to have you there and get to meet some people in person.
It'd only be like a 2.5 hour drive from Vegas.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. So shout out to everybody that showed up, man. We appreciate the fuck out of you guys. As always, man, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, everything is all there at The Church of MMA. Go to our website, thechurchofmma.com. Links to everything. And, of course, Teespring and all that kind of stuff. So thanks so much for showing up, guys. Make sure you're here for 270. Let's go. So Social media accounts, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. You guys know the drill. We appreciate the hell out of you guys.
Cosmo Reverb, you think your shit don't stink? Well, I got news for you, pal. I'm getting that church coin belt. This is the Church of MMA podcast. My name is Mason Knight. That is Tabor Cragen. And until next time,
Peace.